Recollection. It's a complex process, piecing together a collage of memories shaped by the moments that define them. But looking back is a journey worth this destination.
I walked around backwards, trying to undo the time.
Do you remember? The man who taught us that winning is a habit, a gamble that became the guarantee.
You don't have that confidence, you can't play football.
The daring pursuit of perfection at any cost. Improbable feats achieved by legendary players and cast-offs who became legends with a single play. These moments serve as a reminder of what's at stake, the chance to be remembered. With two storied franchises looking to live up to their lineage, vintage physicality meets the atomic talent, both molded by masters of the modern era.
Kansas City, its first trip to the Super Bowl in 50 years. 5-time Super Bowl champions are going back to Miami.
It's a matchup for the ages. When this day is over, what will you remember?
Welcome to Fox Super Bowl Kickoff, presented by IBM.
Super Bowl Sunday is finally here. This marks the 11th time Miami has hosted the big game, and today the NFL wraps up its 100th season from Hard Rock Stadium. Fox Sports has taken over South Florida, where we are happy to welcome you to, as you can hear, the world's greatest holiday. That's not a holiday. Super Bowl 54. We are live in Miami Beach with a couple thousand of our closest friends. I can barely hear myself. And this is just the beginning of more than 5 hours of coverage that we have. So get ready, everybody. It's going to be a fun ride. Welcome to Fox Super Bowl Kickoff. I'm Carissa Thompson alongside Tony Gonzalez, Mike Vick, the coach Dave Wanstadt, and Peter Schrager. And I don't honestly, am I yelling? Because this
awesome.
crowd,
The energy is real.
it's phenomenal.
Every team's represented. It's unbelievable.
It's
NFL.
really been quite a scene all week long here in Miami. And Tony, you got in on the action at the Chiefs rally yesterday. If only you were more popular with that fan base. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I'll tell you what, it's been a long time coming, 50 years since they played in this game, and they were out showing full force, showing the love. And I tell you what, in Kansas City, I have, I still got people on the ground out there, family members. There's nothing been going on in that city for the last 2 weeks except Kansas City Chief football. And after today's game, whether they win or lose, there's going to be nothing going on next week. That place is on fire right now.
Tony,
so happy for them.
a great year individually for you and the Chiefs Nation. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Really.
it's going to be great. It's been a great
Tony
ride.
loves when we make things about him.
I love adulation. Adulation. I love it.
But it is awesome, but even more special, and special for you too, Mike.
Yes.
Your relationship, of course, with Andy Reid and everything that he's done for you. What are you focused on primarily today?
You got to focus on the offensive side of the ball. I think for both teams, it's going to be like a track meet. You got speed everywhere from the running back to the tight end position, and then you got two great coaches who have built their teams around their offense, around their talent, and they've done it so well. And then the big matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Jimmy G is going to be ecstatic. I cannot wait to see it.
My eyes are all on number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Look, this is the NFL's 100th season. We're entering a new decade. Brady, Breeze out of the playoffs. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers no longer here. Mahomes is sitting here, and we know him because we work in NFL and we do it week to week. This is an international coming out party for Patrick Mahomes, who can not only be the face of the sport, but the face of all of sports internationally after a huge night tonight. Mahomes, the guy I'm watching.
Well, Kyle Shanahan and the Niners have had to game plan for him, and that's probably why he showed up very early to the stadium as he gets ready for his first Super Bowl as a head coach. Coach, you know better than anyone. First one in, last one out for the coaches.
Well, we all remember, Kyle Shanahan in that Super Bowl. They had a 25-point lead against New England, and they almost refused to run the ball. Hey, he is evolved. I mean, I love what he's doing. Now there's nobody more committed to running the ball. And Andy Reid, I competed against Andy when I was with the Dolphins and he was in Philadelphia, Mike. They ran a pro-style offense with a fullback. Now, Patrick Mahomes, it's RPO, spread offense.
Different.
Great job adjusting by both coaches.
Two best offensive coaches in the league.
It's going to be a great game, and this is a great scene right here. We are just getting started. Here's a look at what's ahead from now until kickoff.
The countdown to kickoff is underway, and Fox is bringing out the heavyweights to get you ready. Gronk Beach brings the party to Miami. Special musical performances by Pitbull and Dan and Shay. A-Rod takes us inside J-Lo and Shakira's halftime show like no one else can. We'll get to know the 49ers defense, Patrick Mahomes, Jimmy G, and Andy Reid. Plus, tight ends, and you guessed it, tight ends. NFL 100 exclusives. Rod Riggle parties with some unexpected guests. And Cooper Manning has a season finale you won't want to miss. No one knows more about Super Sunday than our Fox NFL team, and we have 16 rings to prove it. So sit back and enjoy as our countdown to Super Bowl 54 continues.
Well, the Super Bowl is more than just football, and tonight's Pepsi halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira is sure to be the kind of get-up-and-dance performance you've come to expect with some extra Miami flair. She can borrow my outfit. I'll let her. Welcome back, everybody. Tonight's a very big stage for Jimmy Garoppolo as well. And when Colin Cowherd heard Tom Brady sent his former protege some words of encouragement, he wondered exactly how it all went down and really got inside their heads.
Tom Brady wants Jimmy G to win, mostly. Listen, good luck, Jimmy. You know, we've been teammates. You watch me do it. Go handle business. Go win 3, 4, maybe even 5 Super Bowls. Gee, come on. Tommy, why stop there? I got nothing but energy. I'm a kid. I should play in my 40s like you, Tommy. Win 6 rings, right? Slow down. Listen, I've been thinking about this a lot. You play for the 49ers. Montana's got 4 rings. He's a legend in the Bay Area. He's got a nice balance to it. Let's just go get 4, Jimmy. Let's stop at 4. You're right. Plus, with the 2 I have from the Patriots, 4 plus 2. I'll have 6 rings, Tommy. I'll have 6 rings just like you. If we win, it'll be the 49ers' 6th Super Bowl. Just like you, Tommy. All right, that's it. Trying to be patient. Concentrate on Sunday. You know, I'm coming back to the Patriots. I haven't even told you all this. I'm coming back to the Patriots. I'm going to win a 7th Super Bowl. So good luck Sunday.
Well, this is actually Colin Cowherd right here, just wearing Greg Olson's face. You look great.
Thanks for having me.
We are so happy to have you here, honestly. Thank you.
I missed the first block. You guys look good. I was across the street.
What were you doing across the street?
I was at Wet Wellies. I missed the first
Hey,
block.
look, you know what, Greg?
You made it on time.
We're all here to have a great time, and they're excited you just plugged their restaurant across the street. All jokes aside, though, we are very happy to have you here. I know it's been a busy week for you as well. The news being, of course, that you and the Panthers have decided to part ways. Yep. What's the latest on that?
Mutually parted ways.
Mutually.
That was the big,
or conscious uncoupling. Okay, it's good.
It was an interesting week. It was an interesting week. You know, I had a great 9-year run there. We accomplished a lot, but you know, I'm still weighing what's next. I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys this week. I've had great opportunities to work with Fox and do some TV stuff, and we'll cross that bridge after today. We're going to enjoy today and see what the next few weeks bring.
Hey, look, bartending at Wet Willie's, you know, if all else fails. All right, well, in the history of the Super Bowl, one man's been there to capture all the plays and the personalities that define the games. This poet laureate of sports has also worked with athletes like Kobe and Tiger and Muhammad Ali, and now a look through the lens of one very special talent.
Yeah, I'm Walter Yost. I've been to all 53 Super Bowls, soon 54, and I've been a photographer for 59 years. It's hard to believe. It's easy to take good pictures. To make one that's exceptional is not so easy. What I always wanted was one great picture. Plays that are happening aren't necessarily historic when they're taking place. Things happen over a period of time. To me, history is defined in still pictures. The emotion is what matters to the game. I mean, all these things happen so quickly, you know. Mel Ripple on the bench was after Dallas-Baltimore game. Bryant kicked the field goal, won the game, and there was Renfro. These things are like this. They happen in an instant. You know, if the cop wasn't there, it wouldn't have been as interesting a picture. And it's fleeting.
Take a pen and write this down.
Joe Namath at the pool is a defining moment.
Draw something that can't be found.
He made that Super Bowl. He was a special person at a special time in a special city that was all made to happen, you know. It's like fate. If Baltimore had won the Super Bowl, that picture would never have been seen. What mattered is the Jets won that game. Today, can you imagine Tom Brady posing for this picture? It's nice to know that you've taken a picture along the way that someone remembers, because good pictures, not that hard. A great picture is hard to come by. That's why I was always after it, the one.
Wow, and I thought I had a great job. That's incredible. Tony, so many different memories we just saw right there. What's the biggest Super Bowl memory that sticks out in your mind?
You know, back when I was a young pup in 1987, it's probably the first Super Bowl I ever saw, actually paid attention to. I remember Doug Williams, first African-American quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. He got hurt. They went down 10-0 against the Broncos. He threw 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, lit him up with 35 points, went on to be MVP of the game. That was a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch.
I got to go with Super Bowl 29, 1994. I was a 49ers fan. Steve Young tossing 6 touchdown passes. 6 touchdown passes against the San Diego Chargers. Finally get the monkey off his back.
I'll never forget being in Glendale, Arizona as a reporter on the field waiting to interview either Russell Wilson or Marshawn Lynch. And then Malcolm Butler changed the script, having an interception. An undrafted kid out of West Alabama changes history. Patriots with the Seahawks, an unbelievable moment to watch firsthand.
Unbelievable if you're not from Seattle. I'm from Seattle. It's a long ride home. Greg, you played in the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. Obviously not the outcome you wanted, but what was your experience like?
You know, the 2 weeks leading up to that game, everyone tells you, we had a few guys, some coaches, some players that had played in the Super Bowl before, and everybody tells you, you hear it all the time, the pregame is longer, the halftime is longer, the energy in the stadium's a little different, TV timeouts are longer. We just never did it, we just didn't do a good job finding our rhythm. That whole game, just offensively, the whole season we thrived off energy and momentum, and we just never got anything going. And I wish I would have listened to that 2-week lead up of people prepping us, because until you get in that moment, you really don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, 2 weeks felt like 2 months to me. And, you know, the one thing I remember, the morning of the game, you know, all of a sudden you start defending ghosts. And I turned to our young coach. We were going to play the Buffalo Bills, Thurman Thomas, Hall of Fame player. And I turned to our young coach and said, did Thurman Thomas ever play quarterback? Could he throw the ball?
Overthinking, yeah.
And then you got to get back. Hey, how did we get there? What did we do? Gives the players the best chance to be successful.
Yes, paralysis of analysis is what we call that.
This guy's got all the lines. As an official member of the Fox Bet team, it is my duty to tell you, if I haven't, make sure you download the Fox Bet app. Now's the time. Today's game is Super 6, Super Bowl 54. Correctly answer 6 questions, and you could win, how about this, you guys, $250,000. Not a bad thing. Patrick Mahomes, meanwhile, he's been picture perfect this season, but if there's a weakness to expose, the Niners defense will find it. This week from them when Super Bowl Kickoff returns.
Like everyone else and watch the game. You affect everything you can, but during the game, you can't do anything. I remember a couple games when we were together where, you know, there'd be a big hit on the field, and you would kind of muscle up like you're going to lower your shoulder on people. So, I'm just curious if you still simulate hitting people. You know, I can see the competitor coming out in you, John Lynch.
Oh, you're darn right. You know, and I'll tell you that it's worse than even broadcast. Broadcasting, you're doing something. There's an action on game day. I mean, we're up there drinking sparkling water and giving high fives. I mean, that's all we can do.
It is so fun to see the team back together again. And if John hopes to sing tonight, his Niners are going to have to take down an elite offense. And that brings us to the insights built by IBM Watson. According to Watson, when it comes to big plays, no one's hotter than Patrick Mahomes over the last 2 seasons, including playoffs. He leads the NFL in touchdown passes of 40 or more yards. But if anyone can keep Mahomes at bay, it's the equally impressive 49ers defensive line. And John Lynch has handed Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh a crew that across the board appears ready to make a statement.
The biggest thing I always say is the best players don't win, the best team win at the end of the day. We don't have individuals, we have a team. So we want to live up to that expectation.
It was just all the way back in OTAs, the energy we had. We were all just thirsty for it. We wanted the ball. We wanted to be the best defense.
We needed to be leaders. We needed to be impactful in the game. So we took that responsibility and we tried to run with it.
Defensive line is dominating.
You got 5 former first-round picks up front. They control everything. They set the tone.
You know the whole world and the world is mine.
We have such a family mentality in this locker room. It's so cliche, but it's so true.
Yeah, we vibe. We vibe, and it's real. We love each other, and we just need that camaraderie in order to go to war together, and it's a special thing.
It's contagious, the energy, pops off the field, and it's just motivating to see, everybody eat.
You guys earned the right to rush. Now let's go get them, all right?
That's just our DNA. We have a championship defense, and we know it.
Nothing in the rearview but wasted time. The brilliance of Mahomes is the which. Is there any type of kryptonite to slow him down?
Man, Mahomes is a great player. 1-year MVP, now he's in the Super Bowl.
We are dominating them on every single play. We just keep dominating.
He has a cannon for an arm, and he has the ability to extend plays.
It's definitely going to come down to our pass rush.
We're up for the task, and it's going to be a fun thing to watch.
We all know that we only get one chance at this team being this team.
Yeah, stay hungry has been my mentality all year. The standard has been here. 5 Super Bowls. We're on our quest for 6.
You know the whole world and the world is mine.
It's been probably the most fun year of my life, and I feel like me and the rest of the guys never want this season to end.
And Coach, you believe this defense matches up well with the Chiefs. Why?
You know what? I really do. Number one, it all starts up front. And they don't have to blitz. They're one of the least blitzing defenses in the NFL. It all happens with their front guys. They'll be able to put some pressure on Mahomes, and behind that, they're a zone team. I think that's an advantage today because the big key, keep the yards after catch. When Kansas City catches the ball, play in zone. Everybody sees it, guys.
Yeah.
So you got more guys converging. Limit those big plays. Pressure Mahomes. They can do both.
Yeah, they can do both, and it's really imposing when you can have those 4 defensive guys just putting pressure on the quarterback. But when D Ford and Quan Alexander are on the field this year, they are undefeated and cutting points in half. And right now, you look, Quan Alexander is going to be that guy that I think is going to spy on Patrick Mahomes. D Ford, motivated. Remember what happened last year in that AFC Championship game when he played for the Chiefs? Just refresh everybody's memory. He was offsides. They could have won the game. Now he's got traded. They shipped him out of there and brought in Frank Clark. Tell me this guy is not going to be motivated for this game. I expect him to go out there and maybe be the MVP of this game.
Wow. I love the story of the building of this team. Remember, they looked at all these different head coaches and all these different GMs 2 years ago. They hire Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, a guy with 0 head coaching experience and a general manager whose most recent NFL experience was calling games for Fox. Gives them 6-year deals. You know what? 3 years later, after a 6-10 season, a 4-12 season, they're in the Super Bowl, and 17 of the 22 starters were selected by Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's regime. Real quick, guys, they didn't go after this offseason. Antonio Brown, because he didn't fit the team, and they didn't trade a first-round pick for Odell Beckham. I don't think they regret those moves. This team embodies what they wanted, and it embodies their coach and their general manager.
An unbelievable turnaround. A lot of character guys right there. And, Mike, when you look at this defense as a whole, we talk about it starts up front and the talent on the back end. What specifically stands out to you?
Just a guy like Richard Sherman, I think with the way he gets pressure up, the defensive line gets pressure, he thrives off that. That's when he's at his best. Good with his arms, great in getting himself in position to make interceptions and make plays. He did it with Seattle. He's doing it with San Fran. It's a reason that they're ranked number 2 total defense in all of football. He's still one of the best defensive players in the National Football League.
Yeah, 5 interceptions this year. That's the most on the team.
And his leadership. He's been there. He's done it.
3 Super Bowls.
Absolutely. We got plenty more coming up. Travis Kelce and George Kittle, not sure if you've heard of them, have been game-changing stars all season long. A look at who else might shine on the game's biggest night when Super Bowl kickoff continues.
What does it mean for you to be at the Super Bowl?
Man, go ahead, big guy.
I don't know if it's even actually hit me yet.
So this is your third year in the league, right?
Yeah.
Third year, first time making it to the playoffs?
First playoffs, yeah.
And you're already to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's just how it goes, right?
How about you? How does it feel?
I mean,
Incredible, especially for Kansas City. It's been 50 years.
It's been 50 years, and I've only been there 7, but it feels like I've been there all 50 years, man.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. You know, it just raises the ante. It makes you want to play that much harder and that much more aggressive, and so your team can come out winning.
I mean, how about that? Well done. I'm excited. You'll see more of that interview next hour. So let's talk about the tight end positions. I have both of you guys here for a second. Tony, how did the Niners, both these guys are very talented, but they're used in very different ways. So how do the Niners set up Kittle to have success today?
Well, obviously it starts all with the running game and the pre-shifting, though. They motion 80% of the time their movements, the most in the league. They're kind of confusing that linebacker. And then for the linebacker, put yourself in his shoes. Then they run a fake jet sweep. Now you got to look that way. Then they have another running back going the opposite direction. And then Kittle, when I sat down with him, he said that his favorite route is the shallow cross. That means he just goes about 5 yards and runs as fast as he can. Picture that linebacker, sees all this motion, you're trying to keep track, and then Kittle comes flying by you with that 4.4 speed. It's almost impossible to stop, and then you know what he does after he gets the ball in his hands. It's up the sideline, going crazy for big yards.
Conversely, how does KC set up Kelce to have success today, Greg?
As perfect as Kittle is, like Tony said, as perfect as he is in that Kyle Shanahan offense, Kelce is the perfect tight end for this Andy Reid system. The playmakers they have, Tyreek Hill spreading that field. He's a great route runner. He's smooth. He can get open in space, get the ball downfield. And similar to Kittle, when he catches the ball, the play's not over. He can continue to run more like a wideout. Both these guys are the perfect tight ends for what their teams want to be. And it's just incredible to watch them both.
You know what? Both of them are the best tight ends in the league after the catch. They both can make guys miss and get big yards after the catch.
Very cool. Well, Kittle and Kelce, of course, they're huge stars. But one thing we've learned over the years on Super Bowl Sunday is anyone can be the hero. And if there's an emergency for the Chiefs tonight, well, guess what? They have a doctor in the house.
Hi, my name is Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, or you can just call me Doc. I got my medical doctorate at McGill University as well as my master in surgery. When I was drafted back in 2014, I had a good conversation with Coach Reid, and I feel like he really understood what I was trying to do. So for the next 4 years, every offseason, I would go back home and start clinical rotation at the hospital. That way I was able to do my 4-year curriculum as an MD in 8 years and graduate in May 2018. As soon as I'm done with football, I will start with the residency program, most likely in emergency medicine. And in the meantime, I want to try to bring that unique perspective, both being a doctor and a football player, to help the game and try to make it as safe as possible.
The doctor, not a guy that many people recognize by name, but by the way, he is part of the Chiefs O-line that has allowed the 3rd fewest sacks all year. Very, very impressive what he's doing on and off the field. Tony, what are you going to be?
Well,
other than, a Hall of Famer?
I could have been a doctor, but...
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I chose that.
It's all worked out for you either way. But Peter, you know these rosters 1 through 53. Who's a potential unsung hero that we might see tonight?
We know the Chiefs are going to have to run the ball at some point, and Damian Williams is their star running back. LaShawn McCoy won't be the number 2 running back today, though, guys. It's going to be Darwin Thompson, a 6th-round pick out of Utah State, a very little-known player who they have a package for. He wears number 34. Don't be shocked if Andy Reid pulls out the bag of tricks, and it's rookie Darwin Thompson making a huge play in Super Bowl 54.
You know what? You should really check out Chris Jones on the defensive side of the ball for the Kansas City Chiefs. This guy is the 2nd best defensive tackle in all of football. He's had the 2nd most sacks behind Aaron Donald over the last couple of years. This guy is going to have a huge impact on this football game.
All right, so Greg, unsung or not, who do you think is going to have the biggest impact in tonight's game?
All week, everything you hear is about this San Francisco defense, this Kansas City offense, and deservingly so. But if you talk to people around Kansas City, what's different with this Chiefs team than maybe some teams in the past they've had is their defense. And Tyrann Mathieu, that signing, he has changed the culture of that defense. He has changed the attitude, his leadership. I think that secondary, they're going to have their hands full. We talked about Kittle. That defense of Kansas City is not the defense they've had in the past.
I have to go with Sammy Watkins. He didn't show up a lot during the season, but he showed up big in the championship game. Andy Reid can plug him in different spots. You can put him inside, you can put him outside. He fits well with the speed of the receiving corps. I think Sammy can have a big day.
You know, when you look at that San Francisco defensive line, we know Bosa and Ford and all those guys, but the guy that makes it go, DeForest Buckner, the defensive tackle, and in the last 2 years, he's led him in sacks, tackles for loss, pressures. He's the guy that makes that defensive line go. He's a playmaker that plays inside, which is very unusual.
Well, speaking of that defense, how about Robert Saleh? Not letting the pressure of this big stage change his pregame ritual. This is him running the stadium steps as he always does, getting ready for the biggest game in his career. And as we head to break, here's who we like in today's DraftKings Super Bowl contest. Damian Williams upside makes him a great value for captain. At the flex, we've got Mahomes, Tyreek, and Mecole Hardman is a steal at that price. We round things out with Deebo Samuel and Kyle Juszczyk for the 49ers. DraftKings is the official daily fantasy partner of Super Bowl 54, and today you can play free $4 million in total prizes. These guys are excited about it. Just download the app and draft your 6 favorite Super Bowl players with a top prize of $1 million. You could join over 20 millionaires crowned by DraftKings this season. Don't forget, though, to use the promo code Kickoff.
In America, royalty's not inherited, it's earned. DraftKings, American made. Got what it takes to rule Super Bowl 54? $1 million top prize on the line. Answer the call. Welcome to the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Creating the biggest competition this side of the 50-yard line. Mountain of cash prizes. 20 million stacks paid out to Fox viewers. Outsmart your opponent. Eat or be beaten. American hustle. Be brave in the land of the free. Win the $1 million top prize for free. Call on Frillions with promo code Kickoff. American Rewind, promo code Kickoff. Take the showdown stage. 2 teams, 1 game, 6 players, bright lights, and bigger glory. Build your daily fantasy dynasty. Draft the lineup. No, craft the lineup. Filled with sleeper studs and savvy and spades. American genius. Put in the work, sweat the results. Dollar signs in your pupils, past presidents in your pocket. So get the app and compete for $1 million. Showdown, throwdown, earn your crown, and make it rain.
Miami. The heart of the city is rooted in its Latin culture. The passion of its people is as visible as the colorful artwork that surrounds you. Family-run establishments abound in neighborhoods like Little Havana, where the authentic Cuban food is an absolute must. Delicious recipes handed down by generations. And when you get a little thirsty, Cuban coffee is the perfect potion to get you moving. And you will move. Latin music wasn't made for sitting in your seat, which is why there's a dance floor on every corner. It's this cultural background and the way our people keep that history alive that makes Miami one of the world's great cities.
Like the city of Miami, the Kansas City Chiefs offense is dynamic and energetic. It moves to its own rhythm, and its people are proud to be part of it. That's because whether you're a fresh-faced rookie or a veteran journeyman looking for another chance, Andy Reid has a way of bringing people together, and they absolutely love him for it.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
If I had to describe Coach Reid play calling, ruthless.
It really defies logic.
He's a magician.
This offense in Kansas City simply dictating whatever they want to do.
Calm, cool, and collected, too.
That's why Andy Reid is the best play caller in the NFL, bar none.
It's cool, man, just to see him out there and doing his thing.
A beautiful mind in Andy Reid.
Just the way he schemes it up. He sets people up for the big plays. We can run the ball, we can play action, we can do counters, we can do throwbacks, we can do all of that stuff.
I think he got a great grip on the game and how the game goes and the flow of the game.
You have to give Andy Reid credit as he completely confused this defense.
We're going for the juggler, and it's the best thing ever to play for a coach and to have that mentality, that confidence in his players.
Keep bringing the wood, man. Keep bringing the wood.
When I got here, I was in a different space, and man, he brought football and made me love it again. I think he revived my career and the type of person I am. He's a player's coach. He's always laughing and talking and grinning. It's fine.
It's just a respect factor, and the things he do with the offense and the way he uses weapons and knowing the teams and the film breakdown that he does is crazy.
He's amazing. One of the good-hearted coaches in this league, and man, I'm thankful to have him.
Just to be in the Super Bowl, to be with Coach Reed, on this team is crazy. It still don't feel real.
To work for him, to go out there and fight for a coach and want to win a Super Bowl so bad, I think he's very deserving of a Super Bowl. He's one of the best coaches I ever had.
Mike, having played for him, how much would it mean to you to watch him win?
It would mean the world to see Andy win this Super Bowl today, because I know how much time, effort, hard work he's put into this season. And it's not easy to get here, so these are the moments that you have to relish. And I talked to Andy this morning, and I called him just to tell him I love him, and I hope he enjoyed his weekend. He was just normal, cool, calm, collected self.
I was going to say, he didn't sound any different?
He didn't sound any different. It was just another day. Obviously not the, average game for him, but he was just his normal self, and that's why we love him so much, man, because he never changes.
Yeah, Greg tried to call me, didn't answer his call. It's weird.
I haven't talked to Andy this week. Still waiting for him to get back to me.
Well, Coach Reed may have a knack for weaponizing his players, but anyone who saw Patrick Mahomes back in high school knows that he is locked and loaded.
When I started playing football, I didn't even know what love was, because, I fell in love with football hard.
Pressure now on Mahomes. Are you kidding me? How in the world did that work? That is simply amazing. Patrick Mahomes, the magic show, with his left hand. We dominate everybody. That's the best play yet of Patrick Mahomes' incredible young career. Super Bowl bound 54 will see you in Miami.
I tell you what, that is crazy. It's like identical plays right out the box. This is nothing new to Patrick Mahomes, but what he's done in the NFL over his young career, he is an icon now. He is a trendsetter, like you said at the top of the show, Schrager. This is what the young high school kids are all, trying to be like now. He's one of those players, like a Kobe, like a Tiger Woods, like when Michael was playing, that he makes the fans float, makes them jump up out of their seat. The magic's in the ad-lib. It's not about him sitting in the box. It's when he gets outside and makes those plays with his legs. He is so much fun to watch, and I'm expecting a huge game out of him today.
Yeah, try to defend him. I'll tell you what, if I'm the defensive coordinator, the first thing I'm telling my defense, this guy's going to do some plays that we haven't seen on tape and we haven't practiced for. The second thing, I don't mention the word sack to any of my defensive guys. Let's just pressure him and keep him in the pocket. Why? I want him to throw the ball on time. I do not want him to extend the play like you said, run it or pass it. Keep him in the pocket, make him throw it on time. That's your best chance.
Well, Greg, your quarterback was transcendent. A guy like Cam Newton who was able to improvise. What was it like playing with him?
Watching those highlights, it reminds you of me playing with Cam, and you see all those highlights. Cam jumping over the piles, flipping, signaling first down. You see Mahomes throwing it lefty, throwing it sidearm. But sometimes what doesn't jump out on tape is the leadership, the energy that they bring to the huddle, to the locker room every day in practice. Those guys are just different. They're wired different, and you can see that energy and that love for the game come out when you watch them play. And I got to see it firsthand for 9 years with Cam, and very similar to what you see now with Mahomes.
Look, we saw a 70-yard in the air preseason pass from Patrick Mahomes. We've seen him throw lefty. We saw him through the no-look pass. I had lunch with Cliff Kingsbury, who's now the coach of the Arizona Cardinals, his college coach at Texas Tech, on Friday, and Cliff told me that in practice he would mess around, he would throw it behind his back.
Wow.
He would do stuff where he'd jump and throw it no look. Every single practice there's something new from Mahomes. You're not ready for it, and yet he completes the pass. We might see his best tonight.
Well, Mike, you've done a few things that people were in awe of, right, in your playing career. So when guys talk about, Patrick Mahomes being able to throw from all those different angles, when we look at him on tape, can you walk us through what he's actually doing?
Yeah, well, first of all, Carissa, these throws are difficult, and they're crazy. Like, you just can't, do this on a regular basis. This is not your average throw. And when you look at what Patrick does, he puts the ball in so many different angles. I'm gonna give y'all some examples of the way he throws the football.
Okay, so when you talk about...
So Patrick has 3 different throw motions. An over-the-top throw motion, such as a guy like Warren Moon. a guy like Troy Aikman, he goes over the top. It's almost over the head. I didn't make that one, but
it's okay.
He can also come from 2 o'clock. It's a 2 o'clock throwing motion. There's such thing as that, where guys like myself, Brent Favre, strong arm guys can go, from a 2 o'clock throwing motion.
We're just going through the motions. This isn't about accuracy.
And then we got the sidearm throwing motion. We call it 3 o'clock, where he's just kind of like winging it, shallow crosses, trying to get the ball in between 2 offensive linemen. I'm not Patrick Mahomes. He'll probably make 3 out of 3, but he throws the ball for some difficult angles.
But how difficult is it to do something like that?
It's very difficult. It's not easy to do. It can't be Coach Carissa. This guy's special, and that's why he's one of the top in the league.
All right, well, we appreciate the demonstration, and don't worry about them. They're just standing over here.
It might be a tight end or something.
Could you make
go over there and catch the ball?
Greg, would you mind going getting those balls?
I'll go get the ball.
You
guys keep going back to the set.
We appreciate you coming here, being with us. You're welcome anytime.
Awesome job.
And since these fans, Mike, have been so awesome, something tells me that they would love it if you could no, he's going to keep doing. Will you give our fans some of these mini footballs right here, Mike, while we go to break? Game picks are next when Fox Super Bowl Kickoff continues. Tony just tore his rotator cuff. And Richard Sherman is just one of the many athletes trying to digest the passing of his friend Kobe Bryant as they prepare to play on sport's biggest stage. It's easy to find inspiration in the Mamba mentality.
To arrive. You can't wait to face that challenge. That's dangerous. You gotta focus on Monday, you gotta focus on a Tuesday, focus on a Wednesday, and let that end result take care of itself. Focus on every single day as if it's your last, and you'll get it done.
Among many things that Kobe Bryant was an exceptional leader. Jimmy G has a chance to lead his team to a Super Bowl victory this evening. How can he do that, Tony?
Well, he's done it before. I mean, the run hasn't been there all year. When it has been there, going against some good defenses this year, he's gone over 300 yards 3 times, twice against the Arizona Cardinals, and the other time, his biggest game of the year against a very good Saints defense, one of the best in the league, so he can do it, and I think he's going to have to do it. I think the Chiefs are going to go out there and have a good game plan, but the Chiefs are going to score on their offensive side of the ball, which means you can't just run the ball. Jimmy's going to have to show. If they win the game, Jimmy G, I think, will be the MVP of this Super Bowl.
Yeah, you win the NFC Championship game, and all anyone wants to talk about is that you only threw 8 passes. That's a disrespect Jimmy Garoppolo faces. And I spoke with members of the organization with the 49ers this morning. Multiple ones were a little bit, not miffed, but surprised that last night at NFL Honors, Kyle Shanahan doesn't win Coach of the Year. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't win Comeback Player of the Year. The Pass to Kittle in New Orleans doesn't win Play of the Year. John Lynch doesn't get inducted into the Hall of Fame. 49ers have been disrespected from the day we started this season, and it's the evening before the Super Bowl, and even then they were disrespected. They've really leaned into that. Nobody believes in us but us. And you know what? If they're hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, they'll know that they got it done.
Well, throughout the year, it was the Chiefs' offense that got the conversations, right? But in the defense, they've done a great job and really stepped up in the postseason. So what does the Chiefs' defense need to do to slow down this Niners offense?
Well, if I'm the defense coordinator for the Chiefs right now, I'm telling my defense there's 3 things that put a lot of stress on us. Number 1, the running game, and it's just not running. It's 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, a fullback, which they haven't seen much at all this year. So it's new from a practice standpoint. And then the second thing, off of every run, there's a play-action pass. So the minute those linebackers or secondary defensive backs get aggressive to stop the run, they hit you on a big pass. Lastly, but not least, we talked earlier about all the motions. Every time they motion, obviously the defenses have to make a little adjustment. Then they come back with the same run or pass.
And Coach, you're talking about the running game, it's been taking a lot of pressure off of Jimmy G. He's thrived off that this year. It makes the quarterback job so much easier when you can run the ball effectively. And to all the coaches out there, spend some time in the run game because it's got the San Francisco 49ers up until this point at the Super Bowl. And look, it's no substitute for it. It makes the game easier for a quarterback.
Well, we saw these fans earlier today run up here to get prime position, so we know they can put their legs to use. It's an incredible scene here in Miami, but the only person we haven't checked in with this hour is Cooper Manning. Where are you, Coop?
Carissa, I'm where I do my best work, on a Ferris wheel. And speaking of work, my brothers no longer do that, so they made a little time to join me on a very special edition of the Manning Hour. So for the last time this season, roll it, Spence.
Could it really be called a Super Bowl without seeing a Manning? And amongst the three of us, we've got 4 of these bad boys. Of course, you remember my brothers. Hey, Pate.
Cook.
What's the word?
Thanks for having me back.
Hey, I didn't think you'd come.
A repeat guest. To say I'm honored would be inaccurate.
I love that enthusiasm, P. And speaking of enthusiasm, no one is embracing that Miami laid-back lifestyle like my little brother, JB Live. What's going on? Golly, you look great. Oh, you look good, too. You feel great. Look.
I have to say, you look pretty good.
Welcome to the Manning Hour, hosted by Cooper Manning.
So, JB Live, how's retirement treating you?
You already know how it's treating me. Popping bottles, hanging out in the clubs. Man, just doing my dizzle, you know, doing my thing. And I'm bringing the ruckus to the ladies. Whoa, whoa, this is a family show.
You got this show because of your family.
Come on, that's a sack for a loss right there. Kids, cool it. You gotta remember whose name is on this show.
All of ours.
Since we are here for Super Bowl LIV, I probably ought to talk about the game a little bit. What are you thinking?
I think the team that gets the lead early is going to keep it. So I like the Chiefs.
Mahomes, come on, man. This dude is, come on, walking around with that beautiful mane of a mohawk like a cocky-ass rooster. He's peacocking. He's a peacocking. So look at us. We are not the most attractive quarterbacks in the world, but we get the job done. Am I right, Peyton?
All right.
And no head fits in the helmet better than a Manning head. JB Live, why did you make us shoot this in a club? It doesn't open for like 6 more hours. Do you like popcorn? The lightly salted popcorn, the butter popcorn, the caramel popcorn, all those popcorns. When they first put it on the table, everybody wants it. Put their hands in it, everybody grabs it, But you wait too late, you know what happens? What? You get the leftover, the little unpopped kernels at the bottom of that bowl. So to get popcorn, you need to come to the nightclub at 2 in the afternoon. You come early. Get your hands in there and get it early, get it fresh.
Everybody knows this.
You want burnt, unpopped kernels? Yes, yes I do. Hey, big bro, yo, not too cool. Talking to P here, P Money. Now that I'm retired, give me some advice, man. How should I proceed with this?
I have to say, I feel like I should be asking you for advice in retirement.
Well, maybe now that neither of you play in football, we can do this a weekly thing?
Absolutely not.
No, bro. So I'm very content with lamping for the rest of my retirement.
Yeah, let us lamp.
I will.
I might just skip the game and stay in this Ferris wheel. It's perfect. But I think the Chiefs, I think it's going to be a track meet. Big game. Chiefs win 37-31.
It is that time of the show. Thank you so much, Coop. Hope he doesn't get stuck up there. Let's make our predictions. Shregs, we will start with you.
It's been the year of all these great finishes. I think we're going to have an all-time classic. It's going to come down to a 2-point conversion. Andy goes for 2. Mahomes connects with Tyreek Hill. 36-35 on a last-second 2-point conversion. Andy Reid gets that Super Bowl victory and rolling the dice.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm all about. Defense, toughness, run the ball. I like Robbie Gould kicks a field goal, 49ers, 27-24.
Patrick Mahomes and ball distribution has been a real thing all year. I can't see it changing tonight. If they can stop the run game of the 49ers, the Chiefs host the trophy tonight. I'm going Chiefs 34-30.
Well, come on. It's time. It's time. One of my greatest offensive coordinators, Jimmy Ray, he said he would call out each guy on the team. And he looked at me one time, this is my 3rd year in the league, and he said, Tony Gonzalez, it's time.
Tony Gonzalez.
That's what I'm telling to the Chiefs. It's time to go out there. It's been 50 years since they've been in this game. They have a chance to go out there and make history. I think they get it done. Patrick Mahomes is going to steal the show today and go global, like you said.
tuning in.
Well, we are almost out of time, so I'll make mine quick. Niners 34-24, and we're going to pass the torch to the Fox NFL Sunday crew. We have had an incredible time. You guys have been an amazing audience. And this is just the beginning. We have you covered all the way up to kickoff. 1 hour in the books. Next hour is coming up. These guys aren't going to have any fun over there, are they?
It's going to be great.
I can't wait.
Chiefs, watch right now. Chiefs are going to win this game, obviously.
And these.
Kurt, it's all yours.
Have fun, guys. Take it away.